Hi everyone, this is Dale C. Washington of Greater Works, Prophetic Ministry, and Raw. It is now Tuesday night, January the 12th of 2021. So it's pretty late. It's about 11:30 p.m. Um, I had a hard time trying to get to this point to share this information. I want to go ahead and share a dream with you all very quickly that the Lord gave my daughter on yesterday morning, which was January the 11th of 2021. That was the day that I uploaded the message insurrection before resurrection. So I was working on that message yesterday. If you have not seen insurrection before resurrection, please check out that prophetic warning from yesterday. If I could have, and if I had the time to share my daughter's dream on yesterday, I would have went ahead and shared her dream, but I couldn't do both. There is an urgency, or I feel an urgency to share her dream right away, and so that's what I'm going to do. When my daughter came to me yesterday morning and told me what she saw happen to Mike Pence, I told her that we needed to share her dream ASAP, because I knew that certain aspects of her dream were going to begin to take place right away. Now, I'm not saying, and I don't know if everything she saw and the way it happened is going to play out in the exact way, but like I said, I believe certain aspects of her dream was going to start happening soon. Also about the title, because I was really rushing today to pull the parts of this together. I'm not sure about the title. I did, ask the Lord about the title, and because I was rushing, I kind of felt like I wasn't sure what I was hearing. But these are the two words that did come to my spirit. If you're looking at the same two words, that is going to be the title, unless something changes between now and the time I get this video uploaded. I want to specify again that this is a dream. Okay, so there is a setting, and I'm going to be reading from my daughter's account, how she wrote it out, and I'm going to tell you about the setting of the dream. Now, first, I'm going to tell you that her dream is about her seeing Mike Pence get shot. Okay, now she says that the setting is Mama's living room, and she's referring to me. Okay, so the setting is Mama's living room, and she believes that the setting of her dream took place a few days before Joe Biden's inauguration, or either on inauguration day. So she's not sure if the setting would have been a few days before Joe Biden's inauguration or on the day of his inauguration. Okay, and she says the entire dream was in the living room. Okay, it was in the living room. So I also want to say at this time, my living room does not look like that. These are some very beautiful photos that she found for visuals, and so that is not how my living room looks. Okay, now, but she needed the visual with the bookshelf. Okay, so she says that no one was wearing masks. All right. Now, this is her account. She says, I was standing in the living room. I don't know where, but I know I was facing Mike Pence. Mike Pence was standing across from me, and he was standing where the black and brown bookshelves are in the living room. But in my dream, the bookshelves were not actually in the living room. And the room looked a little bigger than it is in real life. Okay, so basically she's saying, in my actual living room, we have the bookshelves near the window. So the picture that she's showing without the bookshelves is because she didn't actually see those bookshelves, but she was trying to say that's the area that Mike Pence was standing in our living room. Okay. All right, so Mike Pence was standing around some other men who were dressed in black suits. Mike Pence was wearing a navy blue suit with a blue tie with small white stripes and a white undershirt. Pence and the men he was standing around were talking together, but I don't know what they were saying. I don't know who the men in black suits were, but they were either politicians or Pence's personal security. There were other people in the living room as well. I don't remember any faces, but in the dream, I knew they were regular civilians. Okay, so I have someone helping me with the pictures, and you may hear me trying to guide them with the pictures from time to time. Okay, so her account says, I don't remember any faces, but in the dream, I knew they were regular civilians. I watched Pence talking with the men in black suits for a while. Okay, she watched Mike Pence talking with the men in black suits for a while. And then the scene jumped. Mike Pence was in front of the living room window, but still positioned near where the black bookshelf would have been. I was standing directly in front of Pence, but I wasn't in. Okay, she says, I was standing directly in front of Pence, but I wasn't in my body. It was like I was seeing through the eyes of the person who was standing in front of Pence. So she is saying that there was a person, she could see that there was a person standing in front of Pence, okay? This person seemed to be a man, and he was wearing a light gray jacket. Mike Pence didn't seem to be paying this person any attention. Then the person said something to get Pence's attention and pulled out a small black gun from the right pocket of his jacket. There was fear on Mike Pence's face when he saw the gun. Then the scene switched. I was back to my normal self, and Mike Pence was shot and on the floor, clearly in pain. I don't remember if Pence said anything. I didn't actually see Mike Pence get shot or hear any gunshots, but I knew he was shot. I didn't see any blood either. I never saw the person who shot Pence. I didn't see his face. I didn't see his body or his build or anything. In the dream, I just knew he was a man, and I was able to see and know the jacket he was wearing from his arms because the jacket had long sleeves. I was able to see his right jacket pocket and his hand pull out the gun. Now that I was in my body and Pence was shot, the person who shot Pence was able to get away, and no one tried to stop him. All right. So, okay. Everyone's attention was on Mike Pence. Men in black suits who appeared to be Pence's personal security ran to his aid. I don't know if these were the same men Pence was talking to earlier in the dream. Okay, another picture of him talking. Where's the other picture? Okay. All right. So she doesn't know if these were the same men that he was talking to earlier in the dream. People in the living room were all concerned for Pence and wanted to call an ambulance to get him to a hospital. The men who seemed to be Pence's security made it clear that they didn't want an ambulance call because it would take too long. The men were saying things like, "No, don't call an ambulance. It will take too long. We have somewhere to go." The men let everyone know that Pence had somewhere else to go very soon after he left the living room. Okay, pull up the picture of the living room. Okay, so he had somewhere else to go very soon after he left the living room. Wherever Pence needed to go, it had something to do with the election or Joe Biden's inauguration. Okay, one of the men, and she has in parentheses Pence's security, said something along the lines of, "Let's do it here," or "We'll just do it here," meaning they would take the bullets out of Pence in the living room. The scene jumped and Mike Pence was on a stretcher-like table with a white sheet on it. Pence was laying on his right side with his back facing the wall as Pence's personal security was preparing to operate on him. I walked up to him as my normal self and watched. Okay. I then felt pressure on my side. Now, this is my daughter saying that she felt pressure on her side. And I was laying down partially on the table Pence was on, but my feet were still on the ground. It felt like one of Pence's security men was pushing me down, but I wasn't in pain. I was directly facing Pence. A man from Pence's security pulled out a small pocket knife and began cutting into Pence to remove the bullets. It was like how they do in westerns, but it wasn't graphic. I didn't see blood. The man operating on Pence made 2 slits in Mike Pence. Okay, show the picture of him in his suit. Okay. The one where he was standing up. Okay. So she says that, where am I? Hold on. She says she didn't see any blood, and the man operating on Pence made 2 slits in Mike Pence. So she would have seen like somewhere point to, in that area, I think. Okay. Pence still had his suit on, so when the man made the 2 slits, I only saw his white shirt. Okay, I only saw his white shirt being cut into. He only saw the shirt being cut into. It's like someone cutting into a pillow. Okay, so I thought that was kind of odd the way she saw that play out. She didn't see any blood. She saw like the shirt being cut into, and it was as if someone was cutting into a pillow. It appeared that he was never shot because there was no bullet holes or blood, but in the dream I knew Pence was shot, and the man operating on Pence was taking out bullets. Okay, so let me see if I can clear that up. So she didn't see any bullet holes, although she knew he was shot. And she saw that where they put the 2 slits like in his side, but there were no bullet holes there. So it would have been like 2 slits or 2 incisions maybe. Okay, what was that? Yeah, so she's saying it would have been like 2 slits in a pillow. But okay, so anyway, she didn't see the actual bullet holes. Okay, so Pence appeared to have been shot twice in the side of his stomach area because of where the slits were made. As Pence was being operated on, people in the room were talking about how well Pence was taking being operated on. People were saying, "Wow, he's taking this well. And Mike Pence, you're doing great. And my daughter said that she said to Pence, wow, you're really taking this well. I would think that that would really hurt. So that's what my daughter said she was saying to Pence. Okay, I would think that would really hurt, or something along those lines is what she said she was saying. So Pence responded to everyone and said something like, oh yeah, I can take it. Pence was showing no signs of pain and was being operated on while fully conscious. He was taking it casual like, and it was no big deal. Okay, so basically when she's saying at the time he actually got shot, when the shot first happened, she said he was obviously in pain. But during the time he was being operated on, she said that he was taking it so well, he was showing no signs of pain. Okay. All right, so where am I? So he was, and he was having this done to him, and he was conscious. He was taking it casual, like it was no big deal. Okay, the scene switched, and I didn't see any bullets actually taken out, but I knew that's what was happening, and the man operating on Pence made it known that he was taking out 2 bullets. After the scene switched, I was no longer in front of Pence on the table, and I was standing somewhere in the living room. Okay. Donald Trump walked in the living room from the kitchen. Okay, Donald Trump walked in the living room from the kitchen. I didn't see him come out of the kitchen, but I knew he had, because he came from the hallway that led from the kitchen to the living room. Okay, so the living room. It looked like Trump came in with some men. Do you have that picture? Looks like Trump came in with some men in black suits who may have been his personal security. Trump was wearing a suit. He started talking about election fraud to the men in black suits, and everyone else in the room was surprised that he was still talking about the election. I too was surprised, because in real life I knew the election was over. Trump didn't say anything to Pence, even though Pence was in the room lying on a table. So at this time, when Trump walked in, Pence would have still been on that table. After Trump talked about the election for a while, Pence walked up to him. Pence seemed to have recovered quickly. I didn't see him get up from the table. Go back to where you were. Okay. I didn't see him get up from the table. I only saw him walk up to Trump. Pence was friendly and started talking with Trump about election fraud, like Trump still had a chance to win. I was confused to why Pence was talking to Trump that way, when I knew in real life that Pence certified Joe Biden's win, and Biden's inauguration was coming in a few days, or that same day in the dream. Okay, so in other words, she's saying, as this was being played out in her dream, last Tuesday, when on the 6th, right, when Pence had, last Wednesday, when Pence had certified Joe Biden's win, that had already taken place as her dream was playing out. Okay, so, and Biden's inauguration, she said she knew that Biden's inauguration was coming in a few days, or either that same day in the dream. His inauguration would have been about to happen. Okay, so it seemed like Pence was really trying to be Trump's friend and please Trump, because that's all he had done throughout Trump's presidency. It was like Pence knew the election fraud was all a lie made up by Trump, but he really wanted to please Trump and continue being his friend. even if being his friend meant going along with Trump's election fraud narrative. Okay, so right here, I want to say that, as I said, this dream took place yesterday morning, January the 11th. This is when my daughter had the dream. When we were watching, and so in her dream, she's seeing that Trump and Pence met and they were talking. So it wasn't until today, this evening when we were watching the news, that we began hearing it reported. It was reported on the news that Trump and Pence actually met for the first time since the storming of the Capitol. They actually met for the first time yesterday around 5 p.m. Now, the meeting was in my daughter's dream. A meeting between the two of them was in my daughter's dream yesterday morning. And as I said, if I could have gotten this dream shared yesterday, I would have, because I knew it was urgent and I knew what she was seeing was about to start unfolding right away. But I could not get to her dream to share it because I had to do the message that I uploaded yesterday, which was Insurrection Before Resurrection. Okay, so I just wanted to make a note of that. Also, I want to include in this, when my daughter first woke up from the dream, for some reason, it came to her that it came to her that the shot could have been in Mike Pence's arm or in his side. And that is kind of how she was describing it to me yesterday. And she kept saying, I don't know why it came to me that the shot could have been in his arm or in his side. And of course, we decided to use this as a visual because he did get a shot in his arm. And I'm going to speak a little bit more about the word shot. Okay. So as we were discussing the dream yesterday, I said, well, it couldn't have been a shot in his arm. So I didn't know why that was coming to her either. I said, because clearly you saw them putting 2 slits in his side to take the bullets out of his side. Excuse me? Okay. And she's saying that she felt pressure. So didn't you say that Mike Pence felt pressure also? But my daughter said she was feeling the pressure okay, I'm trying to get the understanding from her. My daughter said she was feeling pressure in her side while they were putting the 2 slits in Mike Pence's side to remove the 2 bullets. That's what she's trying to say. She was feeling the pressure, but it was happening. The 2 slits were being put in Mike Pence's side to remove the bullets. Okay. So anyway, the dream is showing that, again, the dream is showing that 2 slits were made in his side to remove the bullets. Okay, to remove 2 bullets. So, and although my daughter, again, she says she did not see the bullets. She did not see any blood. Okay. She doesn't remember actually hearing the shots, but she's saying she knows that's what happened. Okay. Also, you can switch pictures. I want to also say that, this is what I want to add. So that's the end of the account about her dream. But I wanted to, say that, prior to all of this, for at least a year or more now, I always thought and I always felt that Trump's words and actions was putting him in harm's way. I felt that Trump was putting himself, or he was being put in a position for someone to want to make an attempt on his life. From all the things that he was saying, all of the crazy things that they claim he was releasing, and all of the antics and just the wild and crazy things that was being done by him which I believe was scripted, which I believe he was following a directive. I felt that all those things was putting him in harm's way. And I felt like, why would he put himself in the position for someone to want to make an attempt on his life? This is what I thought about Trump. But this dream is showing that Mike Pence got shot. Okay, so I'm not sure if the shot in this dream represents an actual gunshot, although that is how it appeared. And the reason, also another reason that I say I'm not sure if it represents an actual gunshot, although that's what it's showing, is because sometimes I think, well, is the shot, because I've had other dreams about gunshots. So I'm thinking, are these shots about actual gunshots, or is this like, because there's some things that the Lord shows me that some of these shots are referring to a shot in the arm with a needle. Okay, so Trump put Pence. Okay, so you're saying this is real life? So she says Trump put Pence in danger. So yeah, that's what was being reported on the news, that Trump actually put Pence in danger. Yeah, so we've been hearing that reported on the news. Okay, about the shots. This is something that I want to quote to you all from Joe Biden. And I found this interesting, and this set off an alarm in my spirit when Joe Biden spoke this statement, I think a few days ago, with something he was saying on TV. And he said, Americans can do anything given a shot. Okay, Americans can do anything given a shot. Now, when Joe Biden said that from some speech he was making, immediately the shot in the arm is what came to my mind. That's what came to my mind immediately. Okay, when I heard that statement, it was like a bell, an alarm was ringing in my spirit. It's like when someone says one thing, but they mean another. Okay, and I'm not saying that this is what he meant. I'm telling you how it hit my spirit. Okay, so that's what right away it came to the shot in the arm. And that is what he said. Americans can do anything given a shot. Given a shot. Okay, so the reason why I began to think that some of the dreams where I've seen with the gunshot, I'm like, okay, is this an actual gunshot, or is this an interpretation of the shot in the arm? And I say that because here's a dream that I never shared that I'm going to share separately at some point. And I've held this for a whole year. The day after Kobe Bryant was killed in the plane crash, I had a dream where I saw someone who was a part of Whitney Houston's entourage get shot. That's what I saw the very day after Kobe Bryant was killed in the plane crash. The very next morning, I had a dream where I saw someone that was a part of Whitney Houston's entourage get shot, as if it was with a gun. And it wasn't Bobby Brown, okay? It was not Bobby Brown that I saw. It was actually a woman. So I have held that dream for a year. I have pondered it. I'm trying to figure out, why did I see this person get shot? And after many months of thinking about it, and the dream would leave me and I would think about it again, I began to wonder, does that dream mean a literal gunshot, or does that dream mean maybe someone giving her a shot in the arm with a needle? Okay. So what do I have here? So even with my dream, what do I have here? Even after my dream, after a while, I began to wonder what that shot really represented. Was it really a gunshot? Is that what it represented, or was it a shot with a needle? Was it an IV injection or something? So I just wanted to throw that in there. And again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to reiterate. I told my daughter's dream as she saw it, as God gave it to her. And she saw it as if it was a gun. But when she woke up, she was wondering, or she was thinking if the gunshot was either in his arm or either in his side. And when she was wondering was she thinking, was it in his arm or his side, it reminded me of the picture that you're looking at now with the injection in the arm. But the gunshot in her dream would have actually been in his side. Okay. And I hope I didn't confuse you all too much. Okay. So again, this dream was received, this dream was sent from the Lord yesterday morning, January 11th of 2021. It's about Mike Pence getting shot. And I'm not sure if this will play out as exactly seen in the dream, but I felt that it was very urgent to share it at this time, and I felt to try to share it as is. Okay, so that is the end, and I appreciate you all taking the time out to listen to this dream. Thank you.